The neutral world of Yalthar hung silent in the void, its pale green oceans shimmering under the light of two suns. Above it, a vast orbital platform stretched like a crown, its spires bristling with lights. It was here, under the banner of peace, that the five powers of the galaxy had gathered to remind humanity of its place. For weeks, rumors had spread. The five great civilizations, empires that had fought wars for millennia, intended to put Earth on trial. They spoke of humanity's recklessness, its dangerous curiosity, its refusal to bend. But the truth was simpler. They feared that Earth was rising too fast. And so the parade was arranged. 5 warships unveiled, their glory displayed, to crush the spirit of the upstart species. The assembly chamber was filled with delegates, each seated in floating orbs that hovered above the polished silver floor. Murmurs of anticipation rippled through the crowd. Humanity's envoy sat alone at the end of the chamber, a single man in a plain black uniform, General Elias Ward. He did not speak. He did not move. He simply watched. The first display, the Dominion's blade. The Thrin Dominion struck first. With a thunderclap of hyperspace rupture, their warship appeared. A colossus forged from blood-red alloys, bristling with cannons larger than cities. Its engines burned with the intensity of a star, and entire swarms of fighters poured from its bays like angry wasps. The Thrin warlord laughed, his reptilian jaws snapping. "This is the Iron Fang, destroyer of 8 civilizations. Against it, Earth would last less than a minute." The crowd roared with approval. The humans sat still. The second display, the Hegemony's prism. Next, the Corran Hegemony revealed their flagship, a crystalline spear of light, refracting beams of energy in dazzling arcs. The ship was alive, powered by a core of compressed suns, its surface glittering with mathematical perfection. The Corran speaker's voice rang like a chime. "This is the celestial prism, destroyer of worlds. It has slain gods. It has burned systems. Humanity should tremble." Again, applause thundered. Again, the humans did not move. The third, fourth, and fifth displays. The Vor clans released a ship that resembled a mountain floating in space, its armor thicker than continents. The Zalith Syndicate brought forth an antimatter fortress, shimmering, with unstable brilliance, and the Yexari Hive unleashed a swarm carrier, so vast its shadow could blot out moons. 5 warships, 5 empires, 5 reminders that humanity was small, fragile, and alone. When the last ship withdrew, silence fell. The 5 admirals turned to the human general, smiling as predators smile at prey. "Speak, human," hissed the Thrin warlord. "Do you still believe Earth belongs in our assembly?" The crowd laughed. General Ward stood slowly. He was not tall by alien standards, not armored, not crowned. Just a man in black, scarred by battles few in the chamber had ever fought. He let the silence linger. Then he spoke, his voice steady. "You've shown us your weapons, your dreadnoughts, your swarms, your glittering monuments of war. Impressive. But I wonder, are you showing us your strength? Or your fear?" The laughter faltered. The Corran speaker sneered. "Empty words. You have no ships to match ours. Humanity is an infant species playing at soldier." Ward's expression did not change. He raised a single hand. "Then look to the void," he said. "The human revelation at first." Nothing happened. Delegates leaned forward, muttering. Some mocked openly. Then the void itself seemed to tear, with a sound like thunder rolling through. Eternity, something vast, emerged from hyperspace. It was not sleek, it was not bright, it was not beautiful, it was terrifying. The ship dwarfed every alien vessel present. Its surface was forged from black alloys that reflected no light. Its edges were sharp, brutal, its silhouette like a dagger pressed against the throat of the stars. Energy pulsed beneath its armor, not radiant, but heavy, as though space itself strained to contain it. Alien sensors screamed warnings. The ship did not match any known design. Its energy readings spiked beyond scale. Entire scanning systems shut down, unable to comprehend what they were detecting. Whispers spread through the assembly. Some recognized the name whispered in fear. The Revenant. It was no prototype. It was no infant's toy. It was humanity's answer to extinction, built in silence while the galaxy mocked them, hidden in the shadows of forgotten wars. Ward's voice cut through the growing panic. This is the Revenant, not our first warship, not our only warship, but the one we bring when we grow tired of warnings. As he spoke, the Revenant moved. Slowly, silently, it drifted past the 5 alien warships. Its hull cast shadows across them, dwarfing their once proud silhouettes. The Ixari swarm carrier released a cloud of drones testing. The Revenant did not fire. It simply pulsed once. And the drones fell dead, their systems erased as though they had never existed. The Zalith antimatter fortress powered up its core, shimmering with deadly brilliance. The Revenant answered by shifting, and suddenly, the Zalith core dimmed. The antimatter had been neutralized, drained of power without a shot fired. Panic spread. The 5 admirals barked orders to their crews, desperate to understand. Ward's voice remained calm. Your weapons are impressive, but they are predictable. Old wars dressed in new colors. Humanity did not survive Earth by building monuments. We survived by adapting, by enduring, by making weapons no enemy could ever prepare for. He paused, then spoke words that would echo across the stars. You built ships to frighten us. We built ships to end you. The Revenant shimmered, vanishing. Gasps filled the chamber. Alien admirals shouted, demanding scans, but their systems found nothing. Seconds later, the Revenant reappeared, this time behind the Thrin's iron fang. Its weapons charged. The glow lit the chamber. The Thrin, warlord, froze. For the first time in his life, he knew fear. Ward raised his hand again. The Revenant's weapons powered down. We are not here to fire, Ward said. Not today. Humanity does not seek conquest. But understand this. If you come for us, if you threaten Earth, then you will not face humans. You will face silence, and you will not survive it. The aftermath. The chamber was deathly quiet. The 5 admirals, once smug, now sat paralyzed. Their mighty warships, their endless legions, suddenly seemed small. The assembly speaker cleared his throat, voice trembling. This demonstration is noted. Ward gave a single nod. Good. Then we understand each other. He returned to his seat. Outside, the Revenant faded back into hyperspace, leaving only silence. But the galaxy had heard the message. The 5 empires had come to intimidate. Humanity had answered with a shadow that swallowed fear itself. From that day forward, the galaxy no longer mocked Earth. They whispered its name in fear, and the Revenant became legend. The orbital arena above Zetharian Prime was unlike anything Earth had ever seen. A ring of glittering metal encircled the planet, studded with viewing platforms and massive hangar bays. It was here that the Galactic Assembly had chosen to hold their parade of power, an event designed to display the military supremacy of the galaxy's 5 most dominant empires. For centuries, humanity had been seen as an oddity, a latecomer to the stars, too young to pose any threat, too stubborn to simply bow before those older and stronger. They had fought hard to win even a single seat at the Assembly's table. But today was different. Today, the 5 alien powers had decided to remind the humans of their place. The arena thrummed with excitement as the first empire stepped forward. The first warship, The Dravic Dominion unleashed their pride, a massive vessel the size of a small moon. Its hull gleamed with living metal that pulsed like a heartbeat, and entire ecosystems thrived within its armor. The crowd of alien delegates gasped as the ship released swarms of automated fighters, each glowing like fireflies. The Dravic. Admiral raised his mandibles proudly. This is the flesh of Dominion, a ship that devours planets and grows stronger with every conquest. Against us, no resistance survives. Applause echoed. The humans sat silent. The second warship, then came the Vorin hegemony. Their warship unfolded. From hyperspace like a blade of crystal, sharp and brilliant. Entire star systems had been bent beneath its firepower. It emitted a resonant hum that rattled the bones of every creature present. "This is celestial judgment," declared the Vorin speaker. "It has cut empires in half with a single volley. Your human fleets, fragile as paper, would crumble in seconds." The crowd roared. Again, the humans sat silent. The third, fourth, and fifth warships. The Taric clans revealed a fortress ship that looked more like a mountain torn from a planet's crust, bristling with cannons the size of skyscrapers. The Othari Syndicate unveiled a ship forged from pure antimatter cages, a weaponized paradox that could erase entire armadas. And finally, the Zir Confederation brought forth a titanic swarm carrier, a ship whose endless legions of drones had bled 1,000 worlds dry. One by one, each empire was met with awe and fear. Their admirals laughed, traded boasts, and sneered openly at the humans, who sat silent in their small corner of the chamber. When the 5 displays ended, the assembly, speaker turned toward the human envoy. "You have witnessed true power," the speaker intoned. "The galaxy's guardians have spoken. Do you still believe humanity belongs at this table?" All eyes turned to the human representative, Admiral Marcus Hale. He stood slowly. Unlike the aliens, clad in shimmering robes and jeweled armor, Hale wore a simple black uniform. His face was calm, unreadable, as he stepped forward. For a long moment, he said nothing. The silence thickened until even the arrogant admirals shifted uneasily. Then Hale spoke. His voice was quiet, but it carried. "You've shown us your warships. Impressive. Terrifying even. But humanity does not measure strength in parades." The Dravic admiral hissed in laughter. "Then show us, human, or admit your weakness." Hale's expression did not change. He simply raised a hand. And in that moment, the sky itself seemed to split. Humanity's revelation, from the shadow of the moon, a shape emerged. Slow, deliberate, colossal. At first it appeared as a smear of darkness, a blot against the stars. Then the light caught its surface, and the assembly gasped. The ship was sleek, angular, a dagger compared to the cumbersome bulk of alien warships. Its hull was plated in, black alloys that drank in the light, rippling faintly as though space itself bent around it. It did not hum. It did not pulse. It was silent. A predator stalking the void. Alien sensors scrambled to scan it, and failed. The ship's armor reflected nothing, absorbed everything. To them, it was as though a fragment of the void had been forged into steel. "This," Admiral Hale said softly, "is the Erebus." The name rippled through the crowd. Some recognized it, whispered legends of an ancient project, a ghost ship humanity had sworn never to reveal unless the galaxy itself threatened their survival. "The Erebus was not built to conquer worlds," Hale continued. "It was built to end wars before they begin. Its weapons can tear your fleets apart without firing a shot you'll ever see. Its defenses are not walls, they are silence, shadows, absence. You will not hear it coming. You will only know it has passed." As if to prove his words, the Erebus shimmered and vanished. Gasps and shouts filled the arena. Alien scanners flared desperately, searching for it. Some panicked, shouting accusations of sabotage. Then, without warning, the Erebus reappeared, directly behind the Voron's celestial judgment. Every alien eye locked on the site, the galaxy's most feared warship now helplessly shadowed by something it could not detect, could not resist. The Erebus charged a single weapon. The air vibrated with energy. A lance of light extended toward the alien ship and stopped, a breath away from its hull. The Voron admiral's crystalline body shuddered in terror. One more heartbeat, and his warship would have been erased. Hale raised his hand again, the weapon powered down. "The Erebus will never fire today," he said. "We are not here to intimidate. We are here to remind you. Humanity will not be bullied, mocked, or erased. We do not show our fangs until pushed. But when we do—" He let the silence stretch. Every admiral felt the weight of it. "We bite." The aftermath. The 5 empires sat frozen. The Dravik's mandibles clicked nervously. The Othari's antimatter ship dimmed its aura. Even the Zir, arrogant swarm lords, dared not move. For the first time in the Assembly's history, there was no applause. There was only fear. The speaker, once so smug, now stammered. This display is most enlightening." Hale gave a small bow. "Then my work is done." He returned to his seat, calm as ever. Outside, the Erebus faded once more into the void, vanishing as though it had never existed, but the galaxy would never forget. The aliens had come to intimidate. Humanity had come to end the debate forever, and in that single, silent moment, the balance of power shifted. The galactic summit of Korath was the grandest stage in the known stars. A cathedral of metal and light floated above the planet, its spires rising into the void like monuments to pride. Delegates from 1,000 species filled its chambers, watching with awe as the 5 great powers of the galaxy prepared their display of dominance. It was a show of intimidation, nothing more. And the target was clear. Humanity. The upstarts, the outliers, the Deathworlders who clawed their way into space without permission, too stubborn to bow, too dangerous to ignore. The 5 empires had grown tired of whispers about human resilience, of reports of human victories in battles they should have lost. And so, before the summit, they revealed their most powerful warships, weapons meant to terrify Earth back into silence. The first display, the Dravik Leviathan, the Dravik Empire, arrived first, their ship emerging from the void like a living beast. Its hull pulsed with organic light, its surface a patchwork of chitin and steel. Entire swarms of parasites lived within its armor, ready to feed on enemy crews. The Dravik admiral spread his wings and roared, "This is the Leviathan of Dominion! Worlds fall silent before it! What is Earth compared to this?" Applause filled the chamber. Humanity's delegate said nothing. The second display. The Voron spear next came, the Voron Ascendancy. Their ship shimmered into existence, crystalline and sharp, its hull a refracting prism of starlight. Energy beams arced from its surface, slicing through space as though carving scars across the void. "This is eternal radiance," the Voron speaker declared, their voice ringing like crystal bells. "It has burned empires to ash. Humanity would last seconds." Again, the crowd cheered. Again, the human remained silent. The third, fourth, and fifth displays. The Tarik clans rolled out a fortress ship forged from the bones of a dead moon. The Othari Syndicate displayed an antimatter colossus caged in plasma fields, and the Zir Confederation unleashed their swarm carrier, a moving hive capable of drowning planets in drones. One by one, the warships appeared, each more terrible than the last. The summit chamber vibrated with the roars, chants, and pride of empires that believed themselves untouchable. When it ended, the assembly speaker turned toward humanity's corner of the chamber. "Delegate," the speaker said, voice laced with mockery. "You have seen the strength of the galaxy. Do you still insist Earth belongs among us? All eyes turned to the human. He stood slowly. A man past his prime, gray streaking his beard, wearing a plain uniform without ornaments or jewels. His name was Ambassador Kalen Stroud, and his presence here was considered a curiosity at best, a mistake at worst. But when he spoke, his voice carried weight. You've shown us your warships, your monuments to death, your legacies of conquest. Impressive. A ripple of laughter spread through the chamber. Stroud did not smile. He simply raised his hand and pointed toward the great viewing window that overlooked Korath below. Now, he said, look to the planet's shadow, the forgotten Titan. Awakens at first, the delegates saw nothing. Only the dark curve of Korath, the unlit side hidden from its twin suns. Then, slowly, a shape began to rise. It was not sleek. It was not polished. It was not a weapon meant to dazzle crowds. It was a giant, a ship so vast it blotted out the stars behind it. Its hull was scarred, ancient, its plating older than most civilizations in the chamber. The surface bore the marks of forgotten wars, burns, gouges, entire sections rebuilt with crude but effective reinforcements. The alien admirals gasped. Their scanners screamed warnings. The readings did not match any known technology. The alloys were unrecognizable. The energy signatures were buried beneath layers of silence, as though the ship itself resisted being understood. This, Stroud said, his voice steady, is the Titan. Murmurs turned to shouts. Some delegates whispered legends, rumors of a weapon buried deep within Earth's archives, too dangerous to awaken, too costly to wield. A relic of humanity's earliest wars among the stars, built when survival was a daily gamble. Stroud continued. The Titan is not new. It is not beautiful. It was never meant to impress. It was meant to endure. While your empires built monuments, we built a survivor. As if in answer, the Titan's engines rumbled. Its surface lit with deep crimson veins of power, pulsing like the heartbeat of something alive. Entire sections of the ship shifted, revealing weapon arrays that dwarfed anything the aliens had shown. The Zyre swarm carrier shuddered as the Titan's systems locked onto it. The carrier deployed drones, millions of them, swarming outward like a living storm. The Titan opened a single bay. A lance of energy swept across the void. It did not fire at the drones. It did not need to. Instead, it cut through the swarm carrier itself, carving a molten scar across its hull. The drones froze mid-flight, their command ship severed, their connection broken. The chamber fell silent. Stroud's voice was calm. Understand this. Humanity did not reveal the Titan because we wanted to boast. We revealed it because you need to know. We will not be bullied. We will not be erased. And if you ever push us to the brink... The Titan shifted again, turning. Slowly, its shadow swallowed the alien warships, dwarfing them, reducing their once mighty silhouettes to the size of insects before a storm. Then we will awaken more. The fear that followed, the alien admirals sat frozen. Their warships, once symbols of dominance, now seemed fragile. The Dravic admiral lowered his wings. The Vorin speaker trembled. Even the Zir, arrogant swarm lords, dared not move. The assembly speaker's voice faltered. This relic is functional? Stroud's eyes hardened. More functional than you want to believe. A ripple of unease spread. None dared challenge him. None dared laugh. The Titan lingered for a moment longer, its crimson lights glowing like the eyes of a predator. Then, with a groan like the shifting of mountains, it began to descend, vanishing once more into Korath's shadow. But the fear remained. The galaxy had come to intimidate humanity. Instead, humanity had reminded the galaxy of something older, something they had forgotten. that Earth was a world of survivors, that humans built not for parades, but for the end of days, that when pushed, humanity would awaken titans. The aftermath when the session ended, no one applauded, no one boasted. The five great empires, once so smug, left the chamber in silence, and from that day forward, whispers spread across the stars. The humans had a titan. The humans had more, and they would never, ever be underestimated again.